On today's Breaking Views, the scandal at Italy's Monte dei Paschi deepens, but could it engulf former Bank of Italy Governor and current ECB Chief Mario Draghi? Here to tell us is Reuters Breaking Views banking columnist Dominic Elliott. Dominic, a Reuters exclusive has unearthed internal bank documents that show the bank was concerned about these complex derivatives, structured trade finance deals as long ago as November 2009. That's over 3 years ago.
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing. What comes out of the Bank of Italy's defence of its actions is that it did know about a lot of this stuff. I mean, the internal documents at MPS actually don't that's not something necessarily the Bank of Italy knew about, but the Bank of Italy certainly knew in May 2010, that there were real problems at MPS, and it took over a year, or about a year, for there to be a capital raising at MPS to address that.
Why?
Well, that's a very good question. I mean, there were lots of other probes going on at the time, but if there was a capital issue, then absolutely MPS needed to raise capital. It had already taken a state bailout in 2009.
The Bank of Italy's defence in this, I mean, to my untrained eye, as it were, seems to flip between, yes, they were aware of concerns and they raised them, they were very much on top of it, from that to, well, we weren't in command of all the facts, information was being kept from us. They can't have it both ways, can they? Well,
I think the current governor of the Bank of Italy, he's saying that their job is not to police banks. Yes, it's to supervise them, but I mean, there's got to be some way in between where they can really implement change.
Of course, the Bank of Italy governor then was Mario Draghi. How deeply implicated is he in this?
Well, that's right. I mean, Mario Draghi was there until about October 2011, so he was there right over this period. And I think that unless we get a little bit more from the Bank of Italy in terms of why they didn't act sooner in some of these cases, then Mario Draghi will certainly be under scrutiny.
So his silence is not doing him any favours, is that
I think he
say?
needs to come out and say something, and that might help his case.
But then again, by coming out and speaking about this case, I don't know, I suppose he just wants to keep it at arm's length as best he can.
Well, I suppose that's right. I mean, he's stuck in a difficult place, but he does need to say something because otherwise the spotlight will shift to him.
Okay, finally then, it's a broad question. What next in this scandal?
Well, I mean, we still don't know everything that happened. There were documents that were hidden, but I think the big thing is going to be in about mid-February. I think it's February the 10th, more or less, that the Bank of Monte dei Paschi will come out with its own review of what's happened, and that should give us all the juicy details.
Just finally, you mentioned documents were hidden. They were kept in a safe. In this electronic age of emails and all that, people are still hiding documents in safes?
Well, it does read like something out of a Dan Brown thriller or something, doesn't it? I know. I mean, it does sound a bit strange, but I think if people need to hide things, there are still ways of doing it.
Much more to come out of this, I'm sure. Dominic, thank you very much. That was Reuters Breaking Views banking columnist, Dominic Elliott. And for more agenda-setting financial insight, watch our US Breaking Views show every day at 12:30 Eastern, 17:30 GMT. I'm Jamie McGeever. This is Reuters.